a few people. Sometimes on Wednesdays I sit in my office hoping folks will show up for lunch. So you've all made me happy today, and we really appreciate you taking the time to be here. We have some updates for you today from, let's see, cross country and track, volleyball, and soccer. So just to give those coaches a 5-minute warning, we're going to go in that order. We have a number of students here today, and we always kind of start by having our students introduce themselves. So if you're a student athlete at OCU, stand up. We'd like to have you introduce yourself to the group by telling your name, your sport, where you're from, and what you're studying. And we'll start right here with Christy Garr.
I'm Christy Garr, and I am a wrestler. I'm a senior, and I major in self-molecular biology.
Where are you from, Christy?
I'm from Michigan.
All right.
My name is Trevor Sherlin. I'm a wrestler. I major in industrial studies. I'm minor in sociology. And I'm from Oklahoma.
Okay.
I'm Autumn Huffman from Midwest City, Oklahoma, women's basketball. I'm a senior in sociology major.
Where'd you say you were from?
Midwest City, Oklahoma.
Okay. Okay.
My name is Danny Pruitt. I'm a junior from England, and I'm a soccer player, and my major is business administration.
I'm Adam Black. I'm a senior soccer player. I'm from Liverpool, England.
And Adam, why don't you introduce your family members in the
Yeah, we are in the presence of my parents, lovely.
Now you can just sit back and enjoy the rest of the show. Just a couple of announcements. Every year in the fall, we have a canned food drive in our athletic department. That canned food drive benefits Skyline Urban Ministries. As with everything we do in the athletic department, our canned food drive is a competition, which pits sport against sport. So we hope that you'll consider, as you come to future luncheons, as you come to athletic events, we hope you'll take a look at your pantry and think about how fortunate you are and help us to support Skyline Urban Ministries. If you live in a neighborhood that might be amenable to a team full of student athletes coming and knocking on doors and asking for contributions, let us know that. I'm not a huge fan of it, but several of our teams do that. They really get after it. I won't tell you which team finished last year, but I will tell you that the softball team finished first. They have 14 members on their team, and they collected 1,800 pounds of food, so more than 100 pounds per player. Baseball, on the other hand, did not collect at least 100
That's the third time he's done that.
Got your
life jacket right. That's the third time he's done that to me in Greece.
Also, remind you,
I've got
now that the
GPS.
weather is finally amenable to it, we're selling scarves. I have a scarf here on the end. We're selling scarves to raise money. We intend to build a locker room for our soccer field. We have a proud 25-year tradition of soccer at OCU. During that proud 25 years, you've never been able to change your clothes on or near the field. You've always had to go back to your dorm. It's something that we need. It's something that's kind of a dream for us as we continue to build this program. We're not going to build a locker room selling scarves for $20. The project is about $300,000. But at least when we started this, it was 105 degrees and nobody wanted a scarf. It was 105 degrees. So we hope you'll consider a scarf to be a great Christmas item for that OCU fan that just has everything else. Okay, now let's get down to some updates. We had a couple of coaches that weren't able to be here for our first luncheon, so we're going to start with them and let them get us updated. And we're going to start with cross country. So let's welcome our head coach, Conor Holt.
Thanks, Jim. I believe last time I was here, I was talking about recruiting. So we had another really good recruiting year from last year. Our track season went really well as a team last year. We were a few All-Americans on the track, and obviously we compete in distance events on the track, so everything from 800 meters up. But we had another great recruiting year, signed multiple state champions, and then obviously then we had a really good signing with some really good academic kids, a bunch of 30, 31 ACTs, I believe. 35 that I signed this year, so she's a really good kid. So, but we're off and running here in the fall. The men are ranked currently, I think, 6th, but they'll probably move up to 4th in the NAIA national rankings after this past weekend. So, I'm pretty excited about that. The women have received votes on the national stage, and they're very competitive. So, we're hoping to kind of break through into the top 25. I think that'll be a big push for them to do that. But obviously our conference meet on November 9th is our most important meet, and that serves as our qualifier for the national meet, which is 2 weeks later on November 23rd. But yeah, we're doing well. Had a few what I call niggles, you call them all injuries, I call them niggles. So had a few niggles here and there, but for the most part we're healthy, and we're doing good. Yeah, you know, our goal obviously as a program is to win the national championship, so we're definitely moving in that direction. And recruiting's going real well for next year. I've already signed 2 kids that will definitely jump right into the top 5 on the men's side. So we'll make a run for it this fall. If we don't do it this fall, I'm pretty confident we'll do it next year. So win the national title. So and then on track, obviously, then we're gonna. I feel pretty confident with this group that we'll definitely win some individual national titles in the spring. So yeah, so things are going well. And anyone have any questions?
How about beat the Bison?
Yeah, we handled a pretty good one there a few weeks ago, and we beat them again over the weekend. So yeah, so they're obviously our in-state rival for recruiting. And the last few years I've had a little bit of trouble signing some kids that have ended up going there, but I feel like the tide is turning. So yeah.
Conor, why don't you talk to us a little bit about when you begin training, the miles that you put in the week, talk a little bit about the schedule,
Yep.
that kind of thing.
You know, obviously our sport is year-round, so we train year-round. We don't really have any breaks. I give them little mini breaks, which mini breaks are just like maybe a down week or something like that. These are dedicated kids. In the fall, we typically train at 6:30 every morning, so we do it based on our class schedules and everything. It just seems like the right time to do it, and obviously then with the weather too. But they're dedicated, very dedicated group, anywhere from running 40, 45 miles a week for the lower end to 85, 90, 95, 100 miles a week for the higher end. And these are kids that are put around in any Division 1. I heard some laughter there when I said that mileage. You know, mileage is a very important part. It's just strength, it's endurance, because girls run 5K, 6K in cross country, and the boys run 8K, which is 5 miles. So to run at a certain pace at that distance, it takes a lot of endurance, it takes a lot of threshold training. That's the kind of training we do. But these are dedicated kids. These are kids that really want to do well. They want to represent the university, they want to represent their team, and they're a dedicated bunch. So, and then as far as track, then we just jump on the track. Everything it changes a little bit more individual style workouts in the track, obviously, because they run events from the 800 meter up. So some kids might be training the 800, which is a little bit more speed based, versus kids who are running the 5K 10K on the track. It's more kind of endurance based. So it just depends on the event that they run. Kind of the workouts change a little bit. But we've got a great group. I'm blessed to have a great group to work with. So yeah. You got a question there?
I know you run the track, so 45 miles. Where do you run?
So what I do is I actually have Jim has been bugging me for a few years to go get my CDL, so I actually went and got it this summer. Took me a few tries, especially the pre-inspection part test. I failed out a few times, but I got it in the end. So I'm actually able to drive the bigger buses. So what we do is we don't have a locker room. We don't actually have a track yet. I'm hoping to get one of them built someday. But we just load up in the big bus and we just go out to the local parks. I have about 3 or 4 locations that I use, and we just rotate them. But we go 5-10 miles, so kids are there waiting in the morning, 6:30, and we load up, and they were there this morning, all wrapped up, ready to go. And I'm pretty fortunate that I used to get sponsored by ASICS, so I have a really good relationship with ASICS still. My rep really takes care of me, and so I get a really good deal with ASICS clothing and those kind of things. So I spoil the kids pretty much. I make sure that they're well wrapped up, they're well taken care of. And then I have a really good connection with sports massage therapists in the city. So like today we have 2 massage therapists ready to go from 4:30 to 6 o'clock to just work on the kids individually. So they got 15-20 minute pushes each. And these are things that I think are important when you're running 45, 50 all the way up to 100 miles a week. Every little bit helps. The training staff at OCU is really good. Greg and his staff, they do a great job. You know, ice bats, everything is a little bit, you know, everything is important. But at the end of the day, I think if you kind of sell that kind of message to them in the recruiting process that, hey, if you come here, we'll take care of you, and you know, you're going to have a great academic experience, and then obviously then you kind of see the glint in their eyes, and they're kind of excited when you're saying, you know, winning national titles and those kind of things. So, yeah. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Well, Coach Randall, if we promise you a massage, can you give me 85 miles this week or not?
Just kidding. Not just
You know it's bad. I played college baseball and I watch our soccer matches and I think I could never do that. I could never run that far. And when Conor talks about how far they run, I looked at our soccer boys and I said, no way. That's why I wanted you to mention it. Anything worth having requires a lot of hard work, and whether it's running or lifting or all the things that you have to do that have changed for old people like me. We didn't do as much of that in my day. We were just naturally gifted. Really, go that far. All right, now we're going to move on to volleyball. So let's welcome our head coach, Nikki Dieball. Doesn't Nikki look great? I mean, wouldn't you imagine this is the volleyball coach at Oklahoma City?
What you didn't notice is that I have my son's juice spilled all over my peanut, so if you see it, just be nice to me and no, it's clear, but it, you know, yeah, so volleyball season has been going very well for us this year. We are currently 15-8, 6-3 in conference, which is a huge, gigantic swing from where we were last year. I no longer have 9 freshmen, praise the Lord. Those girls have turned into sophomores who are still contributing very well for us and have worked their tails off in the off season and in preseason. So we're lifting 3 days a week throughout the season, doing a lot more film watching with the girls, and I think that it's been really beneficial for us. We met during the beginning of preseason, and we had what we called a mission planning meeting. So we spent 2 hours up in the lecture room going through what we wanted to accomplish. And so those 2 hours pretty much came in, the girls decided to have a theme, and it's called More 52. So I put it on Facebook, and it's just something we preach every day, More 52, More 52. And so what that means is no regrets, no retreat, no reserve. And the girls have a passion and really want to bring home the 52nd National Championship to OCU. So that their goals are big, it's lofty for our program, but if your dreams aren't big enough to scare you, they're not worth going after. So we've put that in front of us and really been working the girls very hard. And we have only 1 freshman this year. She's starting for us. She's doing a great job. Her name is Kristen Macy. She is leading our team in kills and second or third in digs, I believe. So she's doing a great job for us. So can't say enough about how proud I am of our team and the strides we've been making, and wanted to thank you guys because we've had great support this year. Our fans at home have been wonderful. Every match we've played, it's been a really good atmosphere for our team to play in. So we wanted to thank you guys for supporting us and being there for us. We go to Wayland on, we'll be leaving Thursday evening. They actually just got moved up to 18th in the country, so we're looking to go, and we always really want to take them down. So, so the girls are on fire and ready to go and go get us another conference win down there. So,
When's your next home match?
Tuesday at 7 o'clock. St. Greg's. There we go. St. Greg's on Tuesday, so. You what?
Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday next week.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Anybody else call for this?
Okay, and then to give us our final update of the day on men's and women's soccer, welcome our head coach, Brian Harvey.
Well, I'd like to welcome a special guest today, my daughter Nicole, who is a graduate of OCU. So, she got a job with her OCU degree, so that's very nice. I'll start with the boys. The boys have been rather unfortunate this season. They've put in some tremendous performances, but unfortunately, some way or another, the ball's hitting the crossbar and going out instead of going in this year for us. But we're still doing quite well. We've played about 4 teams that were in the top 10, and in every game that we played, it's gone right down to the wire. My assistant and I, Billy, we feel that we haven't really been beaten by anybody this year, but we feel that a lack of concentration here and there that's lost us 1 or 2 games. But I must say the 2 young men who are here today, Adam and Denny, I don't know whether you've been out to see them play, but they're outstanding players, and I don't know whether anybody is aware or not that there's going to be a professional soccer team in Oklahoma City in the upcoming future next year. And I know that these 2 are very much earmarked to be amongst their draft. So hopefully we'll have 2 professional players that played at Oklahoma City University also playing here for the new team in the city. So that's pretty exciting. Also, I think the women have done tremendously well. They're 9-3 at the moment and the 20th in the nation. They're 5-0 in conference, so they've done very, very well, as they have done over the last 4 or 5 years. They've gone on to the national tournament. But on the boys' side, it's wide open this year. Anybody could win the South Conference. I feel if we can put 2 or 3 games together, then we have a great chance of going on and winning it, and then making some noise further on up the road. The women, I think, will win it. I think they're 5-0 at the moment. I think our strongest competition will come from Oklahoma Baptist University, and that will be next Tuesday evening on the road. So our next home game is the following Friday against Mid-America. The boys play this coming Saturday against our former rival, MEA rival. They've got NCAA Division II, and that's Southern Nazarene University. So busy week, busy time, good time for Adam's mum and dad to come on over. They get to see 3 games, so it's all very nice for them. When they came last year, we won all 3 games. We won yesterday, we tied the other day, so hopefully we'll win on Saturday. Okay? Any questions, please?
You have senior night coming up?
Yes, we do, Jim. We've got 5 or 6 on the boys' side and 4 or 5 on the girls' side, and we're all going to graduate. And that will be when we play Mid-American. It's a quiet audience. It's scary. Thanks.
All right, we got our most important employee back in action, Melanie Seeley. So we're going to have Melanie.